Welcome back to the CNR Fan Series, episode 110. Today, you guys, we have a very, very special guest. Andrew, when you told me we were getting Babz on, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a great episode. Babz, welcome to the show. If people don't know you at home, will you give a little introduction for everyone at home? Tell the people who you are and when you became a Boston Celtics fan, let alone
Yeah.
just a Boston fan, how it all started.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Listen, look at the Taco Fall tattoo. I mean, that really symbolizes that I actually am a Celtics fan. We'll talk about that later. And if anybody's watching this right now, I'm in Vegas. So like I'm
Look at that.
but when you guys reached out to me and said, "Hey, like I want to do this," like I just want to tell anybody out there anytime, like I'm willing to talk. Like I like these things. I've missed doing this so much, and I really want to do it, especially this upcoming Celtics Patriots season or Bruins or whatever it might be. Celtics to me, dude. I was a huge Celtics fan growing up, so I'll admit my age. I'm getting on the older side. I'm 35, and quickly, the 2004 Boston Red Sox is the number one team in my life. I grew up a diehard Red Sox fan. The city is always a baseball city itself. The Patriots took over. This year proved before the hot streak of the Red Sox, people still like baseball. They still went to those games even though they sucked. That's a different story for a different day. The Boston Celtics, actually, my dad used to take me to a lot of the games at the Fleet Center. That's what it was called. I never was at the original Garden, but I went to the Fleet Center a bunch. Obviously, I grew up with like the Tony Delk and the Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker. It was early 2000s, so probably like late 98, 99 to 2000s when I started going to games. And I'm fortunate where I know it's tough to afford tickets and stuff, and it's hard to get out there. But I've gone to a couple of those like early Pacers and Celtics playoff series back in the day in the 2000s, like with Nets and Celtics. So I used to go to a lot of games. And some things that people don't realize, like, Green Runs Deep, we're best friends. We've known each other for 25 years. And there's a lot of stuff that we've done in the past that people don't realize because social media never existed really at the time. We started with MySpace and then we did Facebook, but it wasn't what it is. I remember back in 2010, they used to have tickets for the last three rows behind the basket in the balcony, and they were $10 seats. And I would go there and I slept out. I slept on the ground outside the TD Garden, and GRD was there too with us. And I remember buying like 45 tickets that year. It was like $450, and I saved up my money to do it. I was in college at the time, and I remember I was the only one in line to have a ticket to the new Big Three. It was the Big Three of what we had in 2010 to the new Big Three in Miami. It was LeBron's first game in Miami, coming up to Boston that night. So, I've seen some awesome games over the years. I actually had a ticket to the Linsanity game, and I actually sold it because I made like a big money. That was a big run that he was on.
That's sick.
But over the years, what's great is I like the Celtics crowds because of who they are. It's passionate. And I think after 2008, you're always chasing that ring. That's what made 2024, 2022, then 2024 special. It's just such a younger crowd. And I just like the melting pot of people that come together. That's why we love doing these watch parties. And a funny story about Celtics Nation and what Celtics actually means to me is that, and this is a silly story, but it was GRD's birthday and we went out. And this is like GRD's been sober for a couple of years now. He doesn't drink. And so this is back when it was his birthday. And my now wife actually slid into his DMs. She's the manager over at the Harp, and she's a big Celtics fan. So she slid into the DMs and just said, "Hey, like, happy birthday. I'm the manager if you want to cut the line. Like, it usually gets busy on the weekend. Like, I'll let you guys in, no cover charge or whatever." So I ended up talking to her, like, when we got inside, I introduced myself. And then, like, we talked for like 5 hours that night, like, just talking nonstop. And now I have twins, as you can see in this video, like on the bottom. It's like, so, and it's funny because even she's a Celtics fan in the household. Like, I like the Celtics. I don't religiously watch. I'll try to pay attention. She watches. She's always paying attention. And even when there's a picture out there of like when she was induced for labor, it was during the COVID bubble time. And we have a picture of her. I was wearing Celtic stuff and she was in the hospital bed wearing like a Beat LA or Beat Philly t-shirt. I think we had. I think they were playing the Sixers. So we are basketball is like through and through with us. I've liked playing. I only play like intramural and just pick up and stuff. I'm not the greatest. I'm soft when it's in the paint, dude. You can push me around, shove me around. Like I'll flop like LeBron James if I have to, but I just enjoy the game. I think sometimes it's been a little bit tougher watching the games nowadays. I think there was just a spell. I think I probably stopped kind of watching and caring because of how the play was. But man, there's been so many great memories. Like me and GRD went down to Cinco de Mayo game. It was game 3 of the confetti game where like the Sixers thought they won. They shot confetti. Like we were at that playoff game. I like to dress up and stuff. We did the Leprechauns in Philly before. I'm actually hoping to do a West Coast trip coming up. I'm waiting for this fucking schedule to come out, dude. Like, I just want to see what the games are. A lot of marquee games coming up.
Well, LeBron held it all up.
So he did. Yeah, he's an asshole.
No?
I like LeBron, though. I like LeBron as a player.
I respect
but, like,
LeBron as well.
Yeah, but, that held everything up. But, and I really just fell in love more with the fans this last couple of years doing all these watch parties because I don't want to be the focal point. Yeah, it's GRD, but GRD is also a man of the people. And it's been great, like just sitting back in the back of a room and watching like 200, 300 people. We've sold out 1,500 people to watch a Celtics NBA Finals game. That's insane to do that. And we're just regular fans at the end of the day, dude. Like, what I like about sports is sports are always going to be here no matter what. Like a season comes and goes, there's going to be another season that comes up. Even if there's a lockout, like there'll be another season that comes out.
Thank you. So talking about the watch parties, I've been there a couple of times. I've always found it just to be entertaining. So many different people around there that all come together to watch the Celtics and cheer for something bigger than themselves. Can you talk a little about what those watch parties have meant to you, being with GRD and hosting them? Because to me, they're just so special. And I think people don't even know they're around. I think you could even push it and make it even bigger. But I think just because it's growing, and there you go, Fanatics. So give me a little rundown on those watch parties and how it started and where you wanted to see it go.
So I've done a lot of traveling around, first from sports related things over the years. I remember going out to Cleveland for NBA Finals, and like I've gone to Philly a bunch of times. And as you travel out, and I a lot of Boston fans are going to hate me because I'm going to say this, is that I just think that we're such a spoiled fan base because of the championships, that I think that we haven't really established a sports party culture during the regular season. And then even in the playoffs, it's always that mentality of, I'll just wait till the championship. Like, I just feel like there's an opportunity waiting. An example is this. I was down in Philly for the Celtics and Sixers this past playoffs. And we're not going to talk about that because what happened, but in between was the Flyers and Pens, and the Flyers were trying to go for a sweep, and it was at home that night at their arena. And I was at Stateside Live. That's where all the bars are down there in Philly. It was packed, and there was passionate fans. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, I want this in Boston. Like, I want this in Boston. So years ago, we were building something prior to COVID, and then COVID just shut everything down. And then I had my kids, he has his kids, and that really takes us away from things. And and like I said in my original speech about my wife working at the Harp, I spent a lot of time at the Harp late nights, like there, hanging out with her, understanding the culture, event culture, what do restaurants and bars need, like studying kind of some of the watch party like elements overall. I was wanting a watch party so bad. So GRD knew somebody at Big Night and had a connection, Timmy Gorham, and said, hey, like, Babz, you figure it out. Like, you figure it out. I'm supporting it, and I'll be the face. I can push it. You put the logistics together. So we were given the opportunity to do a watch party in 2022, and it was because we started building this like super late. It had to be Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. If it went 7, the Celtics were up 3-2 in that series, and they had the game at home. I was rooting for the Celtics to lose that game at home because I knew that. I was like, I want this watch party, a Game 7 for a chance to go to the NBA Finals. That's the perfect storm. So we had Studio B. We sold out 300 tickets in 40 minutes. The venue was like, we don't even have artists that do that. And it was a big learning experience because it was Memorial Day weekend and they were severely understaffed. And it was the first ever sports watch party they did at that venue. It was hectic, and the Celtics won. It was great. That went right into the NBA Finals, and we started doing all those NBA Finals games. So we're just doing this as two guys that don't have any sort of backing behind us. We're not a business. We're literally just two fans. We should have done this a lot better. And that's the learning curve of this. And that's something I would be completely out there and honest with anybody in the future. You got to really square everything away. And we just kind of ran with it. Like we just didn't, whatever, we'll just do this because it's for the love. Like it's for the fans. Like we want to just put something together. So game 6, I was told a whisper in my ear, this is the NBA Finals in 2022. If there was a game 7 that Barstool Sports would have overtook our watch party and they would have taken it over, I rooted for the Celtics to lose. I said, I don't want that to happen. We built this in this small amount of time. I knew we had something encapsulated. We did it the next year. And again, it's a learning process. What works? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday games are a little tough to pull. Like weekday games and then round 1 and round 2, they're a little tough to pull. So we and then 2024 happened and they just ran the gauntlet. It was awesome. Like the fact of us selling out, we sold out the big venue. We've sold it out like 3 times. The Celtics are 0-3 in that big venue, by the way. Like they're 0-3. But to be on a stage with like 1,200 people in one room. And by the way, we also sold out Studio B and Play at the same time. Really? It was like 1,700 people in that one packed in area. And the Celtics still had their own watch party at the Garden, and we still sold out our party. I think what it was is we bring an entertainment value to it. It's 21 plus, so that's the crowd you're going after. We had people that were seeing this when they were 18 years old, and they finally turned 21, and they're like, we can finally go. And mind you, we've done this up in Seabrook. We did it at one of their casinos because it's 18 plus, and we pulled in like 60 or 70 people one time, like up there. So it's the GRD following because people like him and that they're willing to go out and do that. But it's also us giving back. Like you guys have met all of us and we're normal people. Like, now 100%. I want to talk about this, about the parties is that we have I have my own friend groups and GRD has his own friends and we're friends and we have a lot of people. What's great is we'll be friendly with everybody. It's, you know what, it's hard to maintain like lots and lots of relationships, but then to see like 2 people that come to a party, I know somebody, he might know somebody, and then they become friends from that. We've seen relationships, like actual like relationships be built, friendships, partnerships. We've just seen the support that comes out. People come to these parties, they might not even know about us, and they find out about it. So it's something that I really love to do. And now working with Fanatics, with the Fan Advisory Network, we'll talk more about it later, but I want this to get involved into those parties. Like that's enhance the experience by doing amazing giveaways, like things that we can partner up that there's a budget for that we can enhance it. Because remember, we were just working on this with nothing. If GRD gave something away, he gave it out of his own pocket. Like if I found something to give out of my own pocket to people. The last thing is it's cost effective. Like we had to pay there's like a little thing where the venue needed to make money off of it. So there was ticket sales, but we kept them down at $10. I'd have arguments with like the venues, like in GRD of just like cost effective, like an NBA Finals game. Yeah, like you're going to sell out, but like I want to keep it cost effective compared to actually going to game. People have said to us that the experience inside felt like you're at the Garden. And here's my thing. You see me at these parties. I run around. Like I'm in the back. I'm like production, and it's thanks to Cliff. Like when we do all this production stuff, when we did our show together, is that having an itinerary, like what you guys do, having a script, having it timed out, where I'm telling the DJ, hey, start of the 4th quarter, play, Phil Collins in the air tonight, but also reading the room, reading the score. If the team is down and out, like cut the shit. If the team's up, upbeat, do this, do that. Go on a microphone, hype it up. I'm not, and we have B Money there, and I was like, B Money, you go on the mic, you hype it. You're way better than me. Like, do this. Understanding that it's just bringing an element and making people feel like they're part of it as well too. It's not us taking that full on like credit. By the way, that's what I want out of the Fan Advisory Network with Fanatics. Is these aren't Fanatics parties. This isn't just slapping a Fanatics flag on something. It's fan-driven moments and parties that we can be the support system behind it to elevate everybody. I'm at that age, like I said, I'm 35, and I don't want to be. I'm acting a fool all the time, but one day you guys are gonna say, "Bro, grow the fuck up. You're 45 years old." Like I wanna obviously work with the younger generation of 18 to 25-year-olds that want you got to get pulled. Everyone's got to help each other, and some people have helped me. You got to help that other generation out as well too, because it all works together. So I really am excited for the Celtics schedule to drop, and I can just we can have our thoughts about the season, but I'm excited for the marquee matchups. And lastly, with the Fan Advisory Network, is now we have Philadelphia involved, we have New York City involved. Those guys are going to come up and invade our city, and we're going to do some cross collaborations
Oh,
like
that's
with other
awesome.
cities. Because
That's
I've
exciting.
actually said to Finesse when I saw Ruben, I said, why aren't you guys doing more rival stuff? Like, now listen, rivals is fun. At the end of the day, it's sports, everybody. Like, people are dickheads to each other, and like, yeah, we don't want to associate with you, but you can have a lot of fun, friendly banter when you're
Oh,
rooting for
it's
one team or the
enjoyable.
other
Yeah.
team. And if we
Yeah.
can figure out how to do that the best way possible, where everyone's having fun and it elevates the experience, then let's do that. So part of that Fan Advisory Network, because we vetted everybody, they're good people. Like, we want to have that cross collaboration, especially this upcoming Celtics season.
Yeah. Just think about the amount of people when you make those rivals. It's like when you bring them together, holy shit, it's gonna be crazy.
Well, think
And
about this. We had GRD and his Celtics group go down to Fanatics Fest in New York Knicks territory, and they're talking shit with. We were sitting in a room with Ruben, and like the Boston people sat in this side, the New York people sat here, and the Philly people sat over here, and then like there'd be times like just little friendly banter, like someone would chirp and like let Boston know whose it is, and like GRD would have had a Celtics chant going on or something. It was just like funny, like in that small, like closed off room to do that. But that's what sports brings everyone together. You talk
yeah,
a little shit in this.
I'll let Griffin go just real quick. It's like the Joker and Batman. We need each
Yeah.
other. There'd be no
Good.
there'd be no animosity. You know what I mean? So I mean,
Yeah.
you need the fans, you need the rivalries. But yeah, Griffin.
No, you nailed it. Like, that's one thing I've missed so much about sports is like one thing I valued. You mentioned it, Babz. You see, I'm wearing the Red Sox jersey. Just went to a game last night. Um, I remember the Yankees Red Sox rivalry when I grew up. Like, how intense it was, and I feel like it's died off. So I feel like you bringing that back is like incredible and what you're gonna kind of do. So, I wanted to even ask about this because I see your watch parties all the time, and I love it. Like, when I was in high school looking at them and being like, this is what I want to go
I know
to.
Griffin's not old enough just yet.
I know.
We gotta wait.
Next
We're
year,
waiting.
This year, I'll be able to go to them. But I see that environment and the community that you bring together. It's bigger than basketball, and that proves it. This, like, our fan series, like having the passionate fans come on, it's bigger than basketball. It's life changing. How would you say from doing even the fan advisory, you could talk about that as well, but with these watch parties and everything, the life experiences, you already said that this brought couples together, friendships, forever friendships. How did you guys envision for that to start from all of this? Like, did you guys think it would amount to this big? I don't know. It's just it's incredible.
Yes, 100%. Because I went out and I studied the markets around us and said nobody is doing this in Boston. And the people at the venues, like the Bry Group, is the one that my wife worked for. So it's the Harp, it's Hurricanes. They own Six String. And they own the Harp in Foxborough as well. Working with Big Night Live, right? They own Big Night Live, but they also own Scorpion Bar at Patriot Place. Now getting in right now with Game On and Bleacher Bar and all those, because we're going to start doing some Red Sox stuff soon. It's studying the landscape over 10 years and knowing what can work and what doesn't work. But at the end of the day, I think what really worked for us was these were GRD, Green Runs Deep, fan-driven parties. It wasn't just, it didn't feel like a corporate kind of type of party. It didn't feel like the Celtics are just throwing it together. It's actually the fans that are driving this, where we would have the same ones like Caveman would come all the time, or we've had Chicken Head and like Bob Marley got coming and stuff. Or Aztec Gino would come, because you need those people there to also elevate the fan experience. And I think it was just a great way for everyone to come out together, have a couple drinks, and just network and talk with each other. You're all there for the same reason. I think we were trying to get around as much as we can with the 21 plus side, because there's such a younger generation. We actually did a watch party, and I pushed for this. I think it was like a Sunday. It was a playoff game, and it was all ages because it was during the day. So the venue was like, we can technically do that. And even coming up on August 29th, we're in the works right now, but we're doing a Red Sox event. We're going to do a doubleheader, because it's Red Sox and Yankees doubleheader, and they're in New York. So the first game is going to be all ages event. We want anybody to come out. We're going to do some cool giveaways, through Fanatics. And then the second one will be like more of a 21 plus type of feel to it. We want to try to cater to everybody. So it's still living and learning like through this, but I think at the end of the day, I'm like an event planner. Like I've always had a passion for that. Even in GRD would know this, but I used to live in Everett and I had a house there. Like it was my grandma's house. We moved her out and like she moved up to Lawrence. So I went down there. I took care of the house. I worked at Mass General prior to this for 10 years. Like I was there 3 to 11. I worked for the police department there. So I had a job, but I would always like, when I was taking care of the house, I would always be like, I want to throw like a party. Like I threw like a banging Super Bowl party or like having like a big Celtics night together. Like I've always been event driven, but also how do I cater to the people that come and have an ultimate time or something like that? So to do those on a smaller level, like at a house party, to then bring it to a Studio B and little things that we can add to now having the backing of Fanatics brand where it's like, wow, we can really elevate these, bringing signs in, like doing backdrops. Like, dude, like I remember we did one with GRD and again, just it's trying to think and writing it down. It's like Anheuser Boston, like it was Anheuser-Busch, had a place, I think in Medford. And I reached out to them. They're like, we'll print signs for you anytime, any day of the week. They made us a step and repeat. A step and repeat had GRD's logo. It had Big Night's logo on it. It had like, and then it was during the 2022 NBA Finals. And it had like Michelob Ultra or something on it. And like those little things go a long way, like because people want to take pictures in front of it. Or GRD getting the trophy and then bringing it to a watch party and people can take pictures with that. Like it's just, we want to just elevate and cater that you come out and you have a good time. Because here's the thing. We all have different lives. We all have our own problems and our issues. We all have bad days. We have good days, right? But when it comes to sports, we can't control what happens on the court or the field. We can control the tailgate. We can control the pregame party. And if things go the right way, we can kind of control the postgame. I'm a big wrestling fan. I'm big into WWE. So it's always how they said it, like, just shut your brain off for a couple hours and watch the product, like, and just get sucked and enjoy it. It's the same way with sports here. We're all there. We want to watch the game. You're talking about stats, you talk about players. You kind of tune out everything. And I just want everyone to come together and kind of have that at these parties. And I think we've done a good job so far. We can always be better. I'm always learning. I'm listening to the people saying, Babz, I fucking hate this place. This place sucks. I don't like the screen. I don't like how it's too cramped. I'm listening. My God, I completely hear you. Like, I completely hear what you're doing, like what you want. We have to work with what we get. But like, trust me, I'm in the background screaming my head off trying to get what I can get to cater to everybody else. So I'm hoping that we can elevate this over time. And now taking the Celtics blueprint, the Celtics are the blueprint of everything that we've done at the local level, and let's spread it out to the Patriots. And because of that, I was able to do a Patriots Super Bowl party at Scorpion Bar, Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't make a dime off that party. We sold tickets because I had to pay the venue cost. And guess what? We sold out 250 tickets the day of the game at 11 o'clock in the morning on Super Bowl Sunday when it was like 1 degree outside. And when I went there, they said, I can't believe you sold this out in advance. Like, you're making people drive to Foxborough for the Super Bowl. Like, that's insane. But these are the same people that would come to our parties or they'd see what we've done in the past. And again, just adding the elements of, we did a Drake May football giveaway through Best Buddies. We have a DJ there. Like, we made it. I mean, the game stunk. That's the thing. You can't control what happens on the field. So it really sucked everything out. But imagine they won. Now you can take that group of people, go to the Tom Brady statue, go nuts. Similar to us, Celtics win. You're right there at the Bobby Orr statue. You're right outside the Garden steps. Like, it's the optics of that as well too. So we're gonna. I love this stuff, man. And I'm all ears. I'm all ears. We have an event coming up on August 20th. It's our joint pod. So we have Eagles and Patriots having joint practice. So these guys, Joe and Pete, they're on Twitter. They're like, they're putting all like the Twitter podcasters together that cover the Patriots, just local fans. And I thought it was the fucking greatest thing. I was like, this is awesome. I want in. As fanatics, I want to support this. I want to support you guys.
Definitely.
And like, if you're taking that added time to, dude, you got to make calls to venues. You got to put this together. You got to have like all the, you have to organize. It's a lot. I've done it. And now I have to spread it out everywhere. I'd rather see the people do it, because then when you're in there and you do that party, when we have it on August 20th and we're doing some awesome giveaways, like we have an AJ Brown signed football, like we're got Tully Bantacan to show up. We're doing a Travion Henderson signed football giveaway. We got some cool shit. And we have Eagles fans coming up too that are part of the Fan Advisory Network. So we're going to have that like collaboration, like I talked to you earlier about the rival stuff. It's just elevating those experiences. I don't want the credit. I mean, we want Fan Advisory Network to be credited for putting this together. I want the fans to be credited for it. It's the work that you put in for it, and I want to keep elevating that over time. So, I'll say this: GRD ain't gonna last another 100 years, but I would like to see these parties continuously keep going in some sort of way where fans can grab the bull by the horns and run with it. And I want to just be there to support. And then I hope one day there's another Babz that comes up and wants to do the same thing for their community. There has to be the guy. I'm like the role player. Like I'm there to help. I'm a utility guy, Swiss Army knife. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Yeah, Patsy's, and I like to be a little bit more of the face and put myself out there. Everything else, I want to be in the background, and I just want to elevate experiences, and I want to have a fun time with it.
I love that.
Incredible, because I have to say I'm an intern for the Portland Sea Dogs, and one thing they make it constant ever since I've worked there is elevate the fan experience. And we can't control what's the play on the field, but we can do things to change the fan experience and make it a better time. And I love how you incorporated that in there, and it shows not even watching the game in person, but even at these watch parties and everything. It's incredible. So I love how you said it.
Let me tell you, the fanatics, me and the fanatics, and just I want to make this crystal clear. It's the hard work and dedication that's gone on for probably 15 to 20 years that people don't see, but they understand who I am. And one of the things that I like telling this story is because when I met with Michael Rubin, I thought I was going to meet with him for one day. We met for 2 days because of the big blizzard that happened. But I set myself up for a 2-hour meeting because I said, I'll have an agenda written out. I want to make sure I get this crystal clear across the board. And Michael kept calling me a super fan over and over and over and over again. And I let it go. But I know to me, super fan is the Bob Marley. It's the Celtic super fans that you see, right? Those are the super fans. Then you have diehard fans that know the X's and O's. They know the ins and outs. You have fans that are like introverts that they like the game. They just chill back, but they'll come out. I told Ruben I am a community fan. I said, you guys need to realize there's different types of fandom. Don't fucking just keep saying super fan. That everyone views sports a little bit differently from each other. We got to figure out the different types of fandom out there. And what I did when I found out I was having my meeting, I immediately just went through my Rolodex on my phone and I just picked out 60 photos and I narrowed it down to 50 photos. I went to Walgreens, I printed it out, and I bought a little photo album, a 4x4, just a small thing. And during my meeting, I put it down on the table and I said, I don't care if you throw this out. I don't care if you use it for a table leg afterwards. I want you to look at every single one of these photos. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. So I actually organized it. So he's flipping through. It literally was Patriots tailgates. It was Patriots halftime meetups. It was Celtics watch parties. It was Celtics halftime meetups. It was us at a Red Sox game with the laundry cart, and there's a bunch of us on Lansdowne with the laundry cart a few years ago when they hit home runs. There's pictures of my daughters, from the years growing up. There's a picture of my wife pregnant wearing a Celtics jersey, and I was wearing a Mac Jones jersey at the time. So it's just I showed him that. And I wanted him to understand in those photos, look at the people in those photos. I don't give a fuck what gender you are. I don't give a fuck what race you are. And I don't care how much money you have. I'm sitting across the table I have nothing in my bank account. And this guy has got, he's a billionaire, right? But to understand, he's a fan at the end of he's a sports fan at the end of the day. And I said, it really doesn't matter. We take the sports, like I said earlier, you shut everything down and everyone literally, it's corny and cheesy, but everyone is one team. Everyone is kind of rooting for the same thing. Certain people might be rooting to see certain things, but you're all rooting at the end of the day. You're rooting for that one team to win a ball game, no matter what team it is that you're rooting for. So I think he really saw that and it opened his eyes and said, shit, we are not actually catering to the fans themselves on the local level. I said, you guys work too much up here on the top level. You don't know the actual communities. And I said, I shouldn't be sitting here. And I'll say this, even for this show, there's better people than me to talk Celtics or to talk about their fandom. Seriously. I'd just rather be somebody that has that voice, that loud voice that pushes it. And as I'm doing that, hopefully someone pushes themselves up and like goes and runs with it. There's plenty of good people, and I've seen it already in our program, not just Boston, but New York and Philly and Chicago. Jersey Junkies is another part of our program, that there's so many great-minded people that are way better than me, that I'm sitting in these meetings now and I'm like, wow, I feel like such an outcast. Like, good though, like, but because of being persistent and being who we are, and we fight, like, that's what opened up the Fan Advisory Network. And I'm telling you this, they're gonna spread this to LA. They're gonna go to North Texas. They're gonna start going to the Midwest. Like, they're gonna go down south to Miami. Like, Ruben wants to invest in this program, the Fan Advisory Network. It's more boots on the ground marketing, but understanding the cultures and understanding like, hey, all we really want is a little extra enhancement to elevate our entire experience. So that's more towards the fan driven and aspects of it. At the same time, I want to know what your gripes are. I want to know what you hate about Fanatics. Like, I want to know why you hate the jerseys. Why do you hate the hats? Like, I want more fan driven shit. I want us to create jerseys for the Celtics. I want that stuff to happen. You see it all the time on Twitter. That stuff can become a reality when it's a company like Fanatics that has, it's complex because you work with Nike, you got to work with the league and the teams, but you're still got a seat at the table for these things to happen. And it's really interesting to see this all unfold. I'm still like wrapping my head around it. It's been 4 months and I'm like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell through the passion in your voice, like just how excited it is. Like I'm fired up for you because I think it's really, really cool.
I have no. By the way, I have no filter. Like, in this company, I was hired. Like, I wore cargo shorts. I said, this is who you get. I walked out of that meeting with nothing, and there was no job offer. I walked in, Ruben was like, go home and figure it out. And like, I was told, like, write a proposal and see, and like, put it together. And I did. I wrote a 10-page proposal on what I would do. And they're like, good, go figure it. Now we're going to hire you. Now go figure it out. And I was like, oh shit. And like, it's working with local guys like Marlon Williams. I love Boston sports, and sitting down with him. Is a great businessman and has a great mindset to, because he wants to see me succeed. He sees that. And he's like, he's the one who coined the Fan Advisory Network. He's like, this is what you guys need to do. So to have that community still help, it's not just me, it's the community that's around you, to have phone calls every day with GRD and talk about everything, the ins and outs, to have that kind of all at that table together. It's like all of us built this program together, but somebody needs to be in the driver's seat to keep punching them in the face or to keep them accountable, because you guys are coming from a corporate level. I'm not corporate. I say I'm a corporate shill now, but I really am not. If people could see some of the stuff we do internally, I am just who I am. At the end of the day, dude, get rid of me. I'll just go back to my normal life. I'm fine working with Tick Pick and collaborating. Kyle Zorn's a great guy. I'm great with working, doing watch parties in the local level like we always do. I felt like I was at a point in 2024 into 2025 that I was like, even with the Pat stinking, I was like, this is fun. Like, I'm kind of happy and content. I have a family. I have a steady job with insurance and 401ks and stuff. Now I'm an adult now, kind of. I'm still a man child, but like, you're still thinking about your family. And it's just, it's like, this is your full-time job. You get to do this all the time and try to figure out how you can make it bigger and better, and not just for the Celtics, spread it out for the other teams and go do stuff. So, and then, you know what? If we do a Red Sox party, I bet your ass both of you guys are going to end up being there because you're both Red Sox fans. You're most likely going to be there. So that's the cross connect in the city as well, too.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. You know, I think, you know, I hear your passion, and I want to talk about, kind of make a shift back to the Celtics and kind of just your appreciation for the Celtics and kind of your journey, because I know we already touched upon that, and our fans love hearing about new Celtics stories and kind of what people have been through in their fandom. And I definitely want to hear about just the garden itself, the TD Garden, because you talked about it and you talked about seeing a lot of fans, but talk about that energy and kind of, in your own words, what is, like, how can you, if you were trying to explain it to someone else, how would you explain it in your own words?
It's like lightning in a bottle, like and it's like, it's just the pent up energy that can happen at the Garden. There are some nights I go to games. I try to go to 1 or 2 a year. Like, usually GRD brings me out or whatever. And now it's gonna be a little different. I'll have a lot more free time, not free time, but like just open time to do it. I just feel like in basketball, it's something where things can coast some games where the energy's not there, but towards the end of the game, when things are tight, like everyone's standing. I'm a guy that I would like to stand for the entire game if I could. I wish basketball had that culture standing. I know it's kind of tough because at pass games you're pretty much standing the entire time. Like, and I like that. I think it just gets you more into it instead of just sitting there on your hands and like waiting and clapping. I don't know. It's different. It's different sport. So, but I think it's the culture. It's the melting pot of people that go to that. It's just I don't know. It's just a way of life, right? Like it's just,
Yeah, it really is.
it's insane. It's how loud it is. You know what? I was disappointed in 2024 during the NBA Finals. And the Celtics were there, and I snuck into Game 1. I was inside the arena, and how stripped down it was. It didn't feel like the NBA Finals were there because it's all CGI, fucking AI bullshit that's on your TV for YouTube. And I remember just looking at the court, and it was like, this seems so like bland and basic. Like even the concourses didn't have anything. And I know that's probably more of a TD Garden thing than maybe the NBA or whatever it is. But, you know, these are the things I look at and study. And it's like, that's enhancing the fan experience, dude. Like, you talk about the Sea Dogs, like you're looking at what can we do to like do something that's a little bit different and elevate this the next go around. So, as you can see, I have Taco Fall on my arm. That was it was a thing where I thought Taco Fall really was going to be the next big thing. I think I've always been a person that says the Celtics were always lacking height. They always need a big guy. And I thought he was going to be like that real like big guy that was going to do something. And I made a bet with GRD that if
you thought he would be like Wembanyama, like is that
kinda, yeah, but not shooter like that. I thought he would just be a tall big guy that he can get rebounds underneath. Like I thought there was something there because it goes back to like 2008 and 2010 when they lost like Perkins, and like when you lose Perkins, you didn't really have the height. They've always lacked height. Like they lacked like a rebounder, like a real big. I'm a big guy. Like I like big guys, like in that way. It's like this year I'm excited for Mitch Robinson and Quaid. I think Quaid is going to be good. I think he's got raw talent, and last year was great for him to get a lot of experience. And then those two can rotate with each other. I think that's going to be awesome for rebounding, getting boards. Got to get boards. So at Taco Fall. We actually we were in Vegas for the summer league, dude. We dressed up in taco costumes, me and GRD.
Oh, right. I remember that photo. Yeah. Tell us
again,
it's behind that. How'd you decide? What was the reasoning behind that?
So funny enough was I got flown out to LA to go film a commercial for Bud Light. This was after the Pats won the Super Bowl. And I had a little motion at the time. So I filmed the commercial in LA, and GRD just followed me. Like he just like, I'll go to LA with you. He paid his way there. And then I was like, hey, like on the way back, like, why don't we just go to Vegas? Because the summer league's going on. Let's go see Taco Fall. And I said, wouldn't it be funny if we wore taco costumes? Like we would definitely be on TV, bro. It's the summer league, dude. Like, so that's always my thinking. And I tell anybody that does content, like think ahead, just think like what can go, not everything's going to go viral, but what can go viral? What's something out there that's different? Be different than everybody else. Be different that you see them. So, and I said, someone's going to fucking do this at some point this season with the taco stuff. We need to be the first ones, especially if we have this opportunity, this window to do it. So we go to the Thomas and Mack Center, and we wore the taco outfits, and everyone loved it. Like outside, people loved it. They understood what it was. So when we walked in, so in the Thomas and Mack, they have like the regular arena, and then they have like a side convention center, and that's where we went into. I remember when we walked into that building, it's like almost like a gymnasium, like a high school gymnasium. Everyone just looked at us, including the players on the court from the prior game. It felt like everyone stopped and just like, what are they doing? So we went up, and they were showing us on the prior game before the Celtics played. They were showing us in the stands and stuff. So then GRD's phone's going off, and I said, and I just leaned in, I told you. If you actually look up Taco Fall on your iPhones and you look under GIFs, there's a GIF of us. There's 2 GIFs of us from that day that was made from that. Swear. So, my one regret that day was not wearing the taco suits on the Vegas trip afterwards. We should have did that. That would have been funny. We took them off immediately afterwards. But we met Taco, and like, that's when I said to GRD, like, I said, if he makes the team, like if he actually makes the starting roster, I'll get a tattoo. And he did. He actually made the team. Like I don't think he started, but I mean, there was points where like he was playing. I was like, I'll just get the tattoo. And like, I ended up getting it. And again, got a little viral on it. But the respect of, I want to show Celtics Nation out there. Like if this guy's got Taco Fall in his arm, then that guy actually is a Celtics fan. That should show dedication as some sort of, like, that should be my card. Like, hey, this is my Celtics card right here. I just want to prove that I have Celtics
Your
cards.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Header. You got to get you and GRD tattooed next to it in the costumes.
Yeah. I know we could have little taco guys. No, it's
Little
funny
taco
actually.
guy.
I was in Denver and because I was just in Denver prior to this, and someone from far away looked at it and goes, "Is that a Kevin Garnett tattoo?" So, I was like, maybe that's a
Well,
good
the
thing
thing
from far
is-
away that they think it's Kevin
Yeah.
Garnett. But
Yeah,
I was like, no, it's Taco Fall. Look at it. Look at the tacos on there. It looks cool, right?
that's
They're like, no,
great.
you're weird.
That's great. You saw? Oh, you met Stidham out there, right? Or you?
Yeah.
So did you meet him? You met him before though, right?
Yeah. So here's the thing. And I think this is a good example to talk to anybody out there is Jarrett Stidham, like he was the backup to Tom Brady, and he beat out Brian Hoyer, and it looked like he was going to be the guy. And then in 2020, like Brady left, and there was literally just Stidham on the roster, and that was it. And they brought Cam Newton in, and I give all credit here. Roondog, my buddy Roondog's like, you should pick a side, like, and pick either Cam or Stidham and run with it. He said, go with Stidham. I think Stidham's going to be the guy down the line. I don't think Cam Newton's going to be the guy. So I stuck with Stidham in 2020, and this is I'm gonna completely bypass this because I can talk about Stidham for 4 hours. I supported him for 2020. He didn't start a game. He came in relief. He actually reached out to me at the end of 2020, DM'd me, and just said, "Hey man, I actually appreciate your support. Like you're one of the only few that actually supports me." And then that's how we started talking. And he sent me a jersey, like the game issue jersey or whatever, and signed it. He signed it Spike King, because I was Spike King at the time. I wish I had him put Babz, but it doesn't matter. It just tells the story. Then in 2021, he was on the IR. Then 2022, and then they drafted Mac, and Mac was decent. And then 2022 got traded to the Raiders. So when he got traded to the Raiders, I said, you know what? I'm following you. Like, I don't care where you go. And I know that we live in a world where if you wear an opposing jersey of somebody or of a team, you look like a fool. But I bought a Raiders jersey. I said, I'm supporting you, because guess what? These motherfuckers already in Boston bought Tampa Bay Bucks jerseys. I didn't, and they bought them to support Tom Brady. So I have every right to go and support someone like you if we're building an actual friendship. And Stidham started at the end of the season, and I flew out to Vegas last game of the season. I sat in a suite with his wife and his in-laws. And this is actually the fun story because I met his father-in-law, Tad Brown. His father-in-law is the CEO of the Sixers and Devils. So there's connections already there. And you start talking a little bit. Nice guy. And they know who I'm nice. I've driven out to Canton, Ohio to watch him. He's only going to start in the preseasons and stuff like that. But over the years, just you stay connected, you talk it out. When he finally had the opportunity at the AFC title game, because Bo Nix got hurt, I was legitimately torn by that. Because it's someone that you're supporting and you've been waiting for him to get his moment so you can tell everyone haha, I told you so, he's good. But then you're playing against the Patriots. Isn't that your team? And that fights the loyalty. And we talked during the week, and he knew where my loyalty was with the Patriots. It was like a crap win-win for me because no matter what, I won. Because if the Broncos won, I would have waited about a week because I would let everything die down. But I would have went to the Super Bowl and I would have supported him. At the same time, because I want to bring this back about his father-in-law. If the Pats winning the AFC title game is why I'm here with Fanatics. And when Fanatics was trying to reach out to me through multiple ways, because I was doing the whole End Fanatics campaign and went against them, and I stood my ground, I ain't talking to anybody. I got a phone call out of all people from Jarrett Stidham, and he called me and said, I have no idea what's going on, but Michael Rubin wants to talk to you, and you better take that meeting because it's Michael Rubin and guys like you don't get that meeting. And as a friend and knowing you over all these years, he's seen me grow up with the kids and doing all the Pat stuff and whatnot. He's like, I think that you and Michael will get along very well. I've met him a handful of times. What I found out on the back end is that during the Super Bowl week, I'm pretty sure Stidham's father-in-law was at the Super Bowl. They have all these, it's networking. Everyone networks together. And I'm pretty sure that what he did was he was scrolling through Twitter and saw my name. And I think he put the word into Michael and said, hey, I actually know Babz. And Brian's not a bad guy. I think you guys can connect. I'll make the connection happen. So I must use Stidham as the pawn to get to me. But in all reality, it's just funny where loyalty to an individual like that is kind of the reason why where my spot keeps going and keeps going further. I just want to tell this to everybody is that I think it's cool to support certain players, right? Support somebody different. Everyone needs a support system around them, right? there's a difference between creepy support and you're like really standing them and it's like, calm down a little bit, to actually supporting somebody, showing love to somebody because they need it. These players need it. Every player out there, no matter what league it is, they see everything on social media. They see it all. They will never like it. They won't engage with it. But I'll tell you this, they see everything out there, the good and the bad. So I've seen things like my guy, John, that I was just with on the Denver trip. He kind of took the similar approach with Kendrick Bourne and just said, you know what, I'm going to support Kendrick. I like what he's about. He's like religious. He's done Born Blessed. He's like, I like this thing. And he did that. He built a relationship with Kendrick. When Kendrick goes to San Fran, he lives in Cali, so it worked out. He went to San Fran games and supported him. He just went down to Arizona because that's where Bourne is now and saw him down there. Like it's I'll never do this with another player because I think as you age a little bit more, it's like different, like starting to stand the younger guys like that. That's me. But like I thought me building a relationship with Jarrett to be able to go to the Broncos camp. I wore his jersey. I get crapped on. Oh, you're stupid. This and that. I can't wear a Patriots jersey or shirt in the Broncos facility, you idiots. Like you're in their facility. Like you can't do that. But to be able to have the ability to go and see their facility, talk with Jarrett. I met Mike McGlinchey. He's like the offensive tackle, really fucking tall, huge guy. To meet some of the players, you're just there. It wasn't a fanatics thing. It's a personal trip. You get to kind of see that behind the stage, the behind the thing, like kind of how things operate. You get to see what it takes to be a player, how the family dynamics that go into it, the day-to-days, these guys are all human beings at the end of the day and have their own issues and problems. So I think spinning this back to the Celtics with GRD's relationships over the years with, Marcus Smart, Gordon Hayward, Porzingis, of course, Jaylen Brown, and then even some guys like Luke Cornett, we had like a little relationship with that. And these guys are just regular dudes, and if you can have the time to like talk with them and be like civil and like respectful, like they'll give it back to you. I think that some people need to take that approach with it, and this is an advice kind of to the younger generation when you're supporting these up and coming players, be supportive, be their support system, because look at what happened when me and GRD do it and other people do it. Like, not that there's like ultimate perks, it's just you get to kind of go through their journey. It's like picking a player and you stick with them all the way through. It's like in fantasy, and you have like a keeper league and you have someone you're following their journey for 3 or 4 years. Like you're literally following somebody. I think it's cool.
And they appreciate that. And that's like something that there's going to be someone like that in their lives. So you might as well make it someone good, right? But Griffin, even you could speak on that with the main Celtics. Like you going to all those, seeing everyone there.
Like, Andrew and I covered the main Celtics a lot, and like, for example, we've been a huge CNR. I think is a big support system for Ron Harper Jr. We talk about that all the time, and it's so interesting to hear that because the G League guys, those are guys fighting to even be in the league. A lot of those guys, like, if they don't make it there, they don't make it in the NBA sometimes. So interesting to hear that, but. I
want to say that's also building your network of people and individuals, because even if they don't make it, that's still a friendship that you can have, that you can still work with somebody, because you never know where they end up going into. We look at it as like the fanatics thing. You look at everything top level. Why you can take things at the bottom level, like take things there and take things and learn. And that's how you learn more about the struggles of how to fight to get there. Like I like that you guys cover the G League like that, and you build those relationships, you build those stories. You never know that one day where you have the right person, they pop off, but they look at your resume and say, wow, this guy's talked with all these people and been nice. Like I'm gonna fuck with him as well. So it's good that you guys take that added opportunity.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you, Babz. And I want to ask now, like going into the Celtics, asking there were a lot of things going on this offseason. Jaylen Brown gets traded. Tatum's going to be the main guy now. What are your thoughts about kind of the offseason and this upcoming season? What are your thoughts about the Celtics really quick, Because
I didn't tweet about this.
Yeah.
Me and GRD know, and I kind of made it a little bit public out there, but like I knew Jaylen was gone back when he did the Southie parade. He had a conversation with GRD. I was standing there watching it, and Jalen said, like, there's more levels to this. Like, I feel like I unlocked something. And I said to GRD, though, after their conversation, I said, bro, if this team does not win a championship this year or go to the finals, like, I can see Jalen wanting out and wanting to be the guy. He wants to be the guy. He's proved that he could be a guy somewhere. And the worst thing obviously happened in round one. For that to happen, so that even made more of a strain. And then Jalen to go on and do that stream afterwards, I don't think was the smartest play, but he knows what he's doing. That was probably his way to get out. I am very upset at the Celtics organization for trading him to Philly. I knew the trade was going to happen. I knew once you didn't get Giannis, I wanted Giannis was going to be the only equal thing that you were going to get out of it. After that, I knew they were still making a trade no matter what. It's just, what are you going to get in return? And the return was never going to be great. I don't think the return was terrible because you had to kind of match contracts. And like, I'm not a Paul George guy, but like, you got to match it in your hope that it works out and you're getting future assets. It's the fact that you traded him to Philly. You traded him to the team that you just lost to. I would have cared if he went to Sacramento or Utah or any other team. You trade him to a direct rival, which led into them getting LeBron James. The second that Jalen went, I was like, they're getting LeBron. The Celtics have created this mess now in the East and especially in the Atlantic Division. So I think that there's a lot of pressure on the Celtics this year. And by the way, they're a playoff team, no matter which way you look at it. I don't know where their seating is going to be. And I think the Knicks this year kind of proved that you can go on the Cinderella fairy tale run and like you can win it all. I think the Knicks were not the better team against the Spurs, but they just went on these crazy comebacks. It was insane to watch. And I think them winning was great too, only because, not from a fanatic standpoint, by the way, it's great for them to win because we talked about the rival stuff. It really now elevates the Boston-New York rivalry for the Knicks and Celtics. That hasn't ever really happened because neither team has been good at the same time like that. A lot of pressure on Tatum this year, I think, and a lot of pressure on Missoula. I thought Missoula was Doc Rivers 2.0. Then I gave him his flowers last year because of the regular season. Then I took that back after that collapse in the first round. You're making me flip, snip, snap, snip, snap. Like, you're making me go back and forth here. I think that Tatum's got a lot to prove. I think again, it's two different players. Jaylen Brown runs a team a certain way. Tatum runs a team a certain way. It was inevitable at some point once this whole Supermax thing happened that they were going to break up. It was the worst way to break up. How it happened, where Jalen went to, what's being developed down there, and kind of what Tatum has to work around with himself. But I just think that this is the year that Tatum stays healthy the complete time. I really do hope he takes that next level step because there's still some people out there that doubts. Is he a stat merchant? Is he truly, truly clutch? He's had clutch moments. I've seen him in person, seen those like 3 balls at the end. But this is his time now to really carry himself. The worst thing that can happen for the Boston Celtics guys going forward, it's hard to build a team, especially with money, and I understand that. But if this Celtics team falls on their face 2 straight years now, like not counting this year, but the next 2 years in a row, is Tatum going to want out? And is Tatum don't want to waste his prime years? Because Tatum always said he wanted to be a Los Angeles Laker. We live in a world where there's no loyalty really that much anymore to a player to that city. I hope he doesn't leave. Like, and he can leave. He's still going to get his number retired. People are still going to love him. But I just really hope the Celtics organization listens to this. And I really want to see the schedule come out because the first 10 games are going to be interesting. The entire East, from like number 1 seed to probably the 12th seed, are going to be pretty close with each other.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be absolutely. You get the Pacers going to work their way back up because of Halliburton, right? I think Miami's going to be a better team this year. What are the Pistons going to look like? What are the Wizards going to look like now with AJ DeBonza there and what they're trying to do? They can still be a crap team, but like, what are they building for their long-term future, right? It's going to be very interesting. It's going to get a lot tougher. I'm interested with Steph Curry. It's kind of a desperation Hail Mary that they get somebody here that would, and if they can make that move happen, make it happen. And it would be pretty cool to have him, but I think it's almost like desperation trying to get somebody at this point. I think there was consideration of LeBron going to Golden State, but then realized like this team is like they're done, like they're done. The Golden State Warriors. So I'm still pissed about. By the way, I was very fortunate that me and GRD got to meet Jalen before he left and to have that time with him. And I know that they were trying to do the 741 pop-up. And we talked about it with his people, like the Juice Foundation and 741 there. And they asked us, and that was great. They asked us, like, what do you guys think? And I was like, bro, like, people are going to fly in for this. Like this is going to be, do you guys have like police ready to go? Like it's again, fan experience. You're thinking about the event. You're thinking about this. The last thing you want is someone like me or you to be waiting in a line and then not meet him, and you wasted 4 hours or 5 hours. Like it sucks. That just happened to me at Fanatics Fest. I was trying to meet LeBron James. I wanted to see him in person. I waited at an activation that he was supposed to be at, and I waited there for 3 hours, and he no-showed. They said it was because it was too chaotic, and it was. But like, you know what? That left me with the bad experience. Like I was like, fuck LeBron, dude. Like that sucks. So you couldn't come over here. That's what Jalen needs to avoid. I'm actually really skeptical of if he actually comes back and does something. He said recently on his pod, his stream, that he's gonna come back and do something. I do believe that, but it's just like the season's kind of inching closer. It's like, you know, I can picture LeBron giving him shit if he did something in Boston, like coming back up and doing something, you know, like it's just, but we'll see. I don't have stats for you. I think Mitch Robinson was a good pickup. Everyone's super excited when they got him. Like, it's just like, all right, you got something. I like Cueto a lot this year. Is Pritchard going to be a start? Is Derek White going to get out of his funk and be what he was? I think the Celtics will be fine, and they can finish as a 4 or 5 seed. Stay healthy going into the playoffs. I think regular season, I personally don't care about basketball until football's done. Once the All-Star break hits, I start paying more attention. I'll watch the games. They're in the background. My wife watches. Like I know the Celtics are on. It's in the background, but like I really don't care until like literally the All-Star break, because I think it's such a league that you can coast and you can just still be a playoff team. It's about that run that you make it into the playoffs and how healthy you are.
What do you think about your Pats this year?
Tough schedule. I have them 10-7. I still can't believe they went to the Super Bowl. They got lucky, completely got lucky last year to do that. But it was fun because you go from 2 4-13 seasons to make it to the Super Bowl. It felt good to have all the fans kind of come back to it. Also, it was good testing moment for me and other fans to say, are you just going to be one of those guys that just like leaves when they're not good? And I supported him through that rough patch, like pretty bad.
Definitely did, yeah.
Yeah. So I think, but that's also me to show like, hey, I'm a fan. Like at the end of the day. I'm interested again in the first 4 games of the season. Their offense on paper is going to be good. I want to see it click together. Josh McDaniels there for a second season now to develop with May. I think they have one of the best. I bet they'll have one of the best offenses in franchise history, and that includes going against the 07 Patriots because of everybody spread around. They have a lot of receivers. Mondre Stevenson's on a contract year, and he did good last year. They're going to run him into the ground, and he's going to go earn a payday, whether it's here, whether it's somewhere else. They do have the looming aspect of Gonzo still has to sign, and then they have to get Drake May to extend next year too. So Drake May's going to have another one of those MVP. If Drake May wants to be the highest paid quarterback, and he will get that. He's got to play really well too. So defense should be good. And we got through the offseason of the hiccups of all the other noise that happened.
Right.
And AJ Brown's here too. And people should be excited. Back-to-back years where you guys, together, when I say you guys as Patriots fans, they got a receiver. Like now Diggs last year was more on the low end, like kind of your last choice, but like it still was impactful to get somebody like him. And he proved it to have 1,000 yards, and he proved it to be a veteran guy. Now having AJ Brown here that already has a relationship with Mike Vrabel, and has guys around him that can spread the ball out, that he can have more one-on-one opening for him and Gonzalez to go against each other in camps could be awesome. I say this, pay attention to August 11th, pay attention to August 19th and August 20th. Joint practices, those 3 days, that's the only time you have to pay attention this entire preseason. That's when you get to know whether the Pats, what they're going to do going into week 1 or not. That's when they're actually going against each other, hitting each other, going against the other team. You won't see much in the preseason games. You won't see much through these walkthroughs, but it's the joint practices that you'll get the most out of the team.
Do they really go that? Is it because it's like a practice, so maybe they wouldn't go as hard, but if it is, but
at the Broncos,
practice, they probably go harder.
Bro, at the Broncos camp yesterday that I went to, there's offense and defense. They're kind of going there. They're hitting. They're not hitting full speed yet. They're hitting each other and they're jawing. And then a little fight broke out. Like they're jawing at each other. Like So now
Chase was swinging his helmet at everyone.
Yeah. Think about now you have 2 teams that are coming together. Like they're gonna talk shit with each other, and like that's
and
where
both guys are still trying to. they're both still trying to find roster spots as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's
And then you have the
like
guys
that.
that are obviously making the team. Like they're not playing in preseason. So this is their time where they can finally hit and touch and talk their shit. So I think
Yeah.
that's, you're going to get a good sense of what they are. And that's what's going back to Mac Jones in 2021. He went against the Giants in joint practices, and I think he went like 33 for 35 or something against the Giants. Like, and that solidified him to win the starting job, and they kicked Cam Newton to the curb. Like, those are the things that you see in joint practices that are going to mean something. What Drake May, like what he does, or what players doing what. Like, these guys are still kind of going all out.
Yeah, that fired me up.
Yeah. I kind of want to ask back about fanatics. I saw a post, and people are gonna get mad about this jersey, but I'm from Maine. Cooper
Yeah.
Flag. I thought
Representing.
everyone knew this was gonna come up. All right. I think I win among Celtics fans. I think I'm his biggest supporter because I live in Maine. I
Yeah.
face his school and sports and stuff. I said when I was younger, I probably played the same like tournaments as him. So how was that experience meeting him, and what was that about too?
I actually got very lucky to meet him, and it wasn't because of this. It was actually Marlon Williams, and Marlon Williams, he knew Jeremiah Love was actually up there. He's a running back on Arizona Cardinals, and he knows his dad. So I think it was Cooper Flag versus Jeremiah Love, and they were just playing each other in the Fanatics games. So we got to an area and went up there, and I got to be very careful what I do because like I am also an employee of Fanatics. So, but a fan at the end of the day. But it was nice meeting him. Just it was super quick. Like it was just like I didn't really. Marlon made me take the picture. I didn't really want to take a picture. He's just getting swarmed with everybody. He's got cameras all around him. He's tall, super tall. I'll tell a funny story. So I met him real quick, and I just said, "Hey, I'm from New England. Thanks for representing us." And he was like, "Thanks." Like that was it. It was just super quick. I heard that there's a card shop, I don't know if it's Card Vault or whatever. They're gonna open up something up in Maine. And I think Cooper Flag might be part of that opening. Like that's gonna come out. So he's still gonna have these ties. And the other side of this, AJ DeBonza, I got to meet him through Maura Healey's governor's office, and I've been doing some stuff working with like them on that front. No endorsements, just kind of collaborating and networking. That's what we do. I met AJ, and the guy, Take of the Town, he asked a great question and just said, "What do you think," to AJ, about guys like Cooper Flag and yourself that come from the New England region, and you're seeing more of these basketball players come up? And he talked about like how there's a big, strong basketball community that's up in this Northeast that's really starting to build. Think about that. Two players from the New England region. Yeah, they might have to leave and go play elsewhere for certain places, but they grew up in the area. It's about when you're young and you're growing up. And then AJ DeBonza said he'll take Cooper Flag one-on-one any day of the week. So I'm interested to see that matchup that happens this year when they go against each other. So
yeah. Before we close out, I just want to ask one last question. If you wanted to say anything to the Celtics community, Boston community, or talk a little bit about the fan advisory a little bit more, or anything you want to say to close out, Babz. It's been awesome having you on.
I feel like I've been talking the whole time.
No.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
We're interviewing you
about the fan series. So, what do you have though to close it out? Whether it be like a little motivational speech, again, a lot of the Celtics fans too are in the dumps still about this season. I see a lot of negativity about this season, and you expressed it in there as well too. Like, if this doesn't work out, what could happen with Tatum and everything? But do you have anything to uplift everyone or whatever?
Yeah, I mean,
the floor is yours.
If it's the Patriots, I'd be optimistic and staying blind, and I'd be like, I don't know, they're not bad, and it's like they're a 4-win team. Belichick's not getting fired. Like, I understand that you got to keep the optimism and keep the hope. It's been awesome to see like GRD's community be built, and I want to stay on the outside. I never want to try to ever insert myself into things like that way. I'd rather just study and learn from everybody. I think I want to rather just try to take this time to give advice to everybody out there, more of the younger generation that's just up and coming, and like serious advice here. As I've now stepped into this role of Fanatics in the Fan Advisory Network, to understand that there are a lot of people out there that make a lot of sacrifices to get to where they are just to do the love of the sports. I have sacrificed like a lot, like in like just because I love sports. And this isn't about me. It's about the other people that do this that people don't know about it. Like you guys here taking the time to do 110 episodes because you love doing this. Like to be able to have other podcasts and just bringing things together, go cover the G League and go do these things. You never know when your opportunity is going to come. Keep working towards those opportunities because when you finally have that chance to have that interview and have that sit down, everything that you've done will all come together. That's literally what happened with me and Michael Rubin. When you're sitting down, I felt more comfortable. I said, how do I get a meeting with you, but I can't get a meeting with so-and-so? It's kind of ridiculous, but it all comes together and it felt comfortable because of what your thing is. I want to tell everybody else as well, don't gatekeep. Don't gatekeep anything. Share the wealth, share your knowledge, share your network. It all comes, one hand washes the other. Sometimes you got to do favors for other people. Sometimes you got to do stuff you don't want to do. I worked for the Mass Pirates for a season, and I was their in-arena host. And I drove out to Worcester for those games. I was coming from Everett at the time, and I worked overnights. So I'd do the game, and then I go to work afterwards. And that arena would only have 50 people in the DCU center, and you have to hype up a crowd of 50 people in a big arena, right? Like it's a learning experience. Got paid for it, but it's a learning experience. So I just think that people in sports. There's a lot of people out there, I see it, that want handouts. They just want things handed to them. And those things do happen from time to time, and then eventually they get exposed. But just keep grinding to everybody out there that wants to do something. But do it in your own means. Do it in your own ways. Like, don't go completely out of the way. I think people don't realize, like, me and, like, I don't want to pull GRD into this conversation, but I'll pull myself into it. Like, I had a regular full-time job. Like I just balanced it. I would have to swap and take days off, and I would have meetings at this time, and I'm doing this that time. Like, it's just because I love doing it. There's just a lot of people that feel like they are, what's the right word? They should be validated, so they should be handed something. No, like fuck that. It's actually some of the stuff I hate fanatics for, and I've pushed them back on some of the stuff that they've done. Like, give it to the right people, help the right people out there. And everybody help each other. I think that's just it. That's the only way the community keeps growing. It's the only way anybody grows. So I know it's a lot that I kind of just probably a lot of like word salad right there, but it's some of my feelings like of just really trying to help out. And I'm somebody that I might not be able to do everything for everybody now, but I'm hoping as this program grows and budgets grow and like things grow, like we can do a lot more and figure it out. So right now I'm just in a trial and error stage, and I can't wait for Celtics Nation to come out for Knicks and Sixers parties, pregame parties. Like, I'm going to be studying as much as I can. I actually have a meeting like right after this. It's a town hall with our Boston people to discuss about events that are coming up that we want to do. So any way I can try to help out people in that way, but I'll say this, like, I want people, I'll say this, I'm going to be blunt now. If you want to do anything with me and like, you want to come to Babz, you better fucking put the work in, show that you put the work in, or give me a proposal of what kind of work you're going to be put in. Cause I will tell you, I'm not putting names out there, but the second I got this job, it's insane the amount of people that come out and ask me for something. And I fucking hated it. I go to Fanatics Fest. I'm there to like work, study. I had a lot of people ask me for shit, and it bothered me. It bothers me a lot because I'm somebody that I don't ask for anything. I'd rather give things out. Like, it's just your time will come. Like, don't fucking bother me. So another mindful thing to people out there, beggars can't be choosers. Like, don't beg for shit. Like that's a huge turnoff. And and I'm somebody that will completely shut it down. I think I've tried to be as civil as I can and as nice as I can to everybody and give everybody an opportunity, give people second chances. People do that. But, I will cut somebody off completely. And I've done it plenty of times. Like there's a lot of people that don't like me, and there's probably a reason why they don't like me. It's because you probably did something fucking stupid. So that's being real. And that's the reality that sometimes that shit needs to be said out there to people.
I respect
sometimes
that.
You need to punch them in the face.
That's real.
Bro, you guys could be working at the main G League thing, and someone could come to you and say, "Yo, you got any hookups for me? Like, you can do this for me?" That's like, who the fuck are you? Like, no. Like,
dude, I'm trying to figure it out myself.
I gotta take care of myself first.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I gotta figure it out myself.
Yeah. Well, so I think what's cool about this job, last but not least, is like I'm getting paid now to do the things I already do that I've been doing for free. So it's like shit. Now it's like you're getting to play with like house money but tell stories, make memories, but also provide feedback back to fanatics or providing what are people saying or what they want to do. That's gonna take time. We're getting more structured, but like I'm excited for where this can go, where my head's at. And one last but not least, I'm never changing. My cargos are going to be the same Walmart cargos that you're always going to see. You'll know if I change if I start wearing like Lululemon like cargos or something. You're like, oh, Babz are sold out.
We'll keep you
But like,
accountable. Hold you accountable.
yeah,
Don't worry.
you got it.
Don't
And that's
worry.
what I want people to hold me accountable. I don't mind when people do talk shit because it holds you accountable. Like it does. It
Yeah.
just there's always going to be shit talkers and this and that. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see you guys continue growing and keep doing your thing, man. And
Appreciate that.
keep it up. And you know what? Maybe you guys do something this year at one of these parties where you guys come in and you're, doing a show and you're filming something. I hope you guys see the parties. I see the parties that I'm building, the stuff that's going to be out there. Come and attend, network with others, and you just never know what ends up opening up.
Without a doubt.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much, Babz. We'd love to have you on again. But with that being said, you guys, everyone, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications to be notified every time we upload. Again, you could check out Babz on the mic on Instagram, X, wherever. Thank you again, Babz. We will see you guys with the next one. Peace, you guys.